Hello, Year 6, and welcome to our first Zoom lesson. We thought we would do all of our reading lessons this week as live recorded sessions, so that you can use them and pause them and do your work, being able to see us. Okay, which will be lovely. You will need your Kindles, but if you don't have your Kindle, then we have got the slides, the pages on the slides as well for you to follow. So I'm just going to share my screen and show you the PowerPoint that we're going to be using this week. And what we are going to do is read the text, The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson. And as you can see, the lovely front cover, okay. You will also need the Google Doc open. So if you go into English, it's something that's been scheduled for today. So every day you'll have a different Google Doc to use. So the one you'll need is that one today. And it's got all of your questions and actually some sentence stems for your answers as well. Okay. And if you need to go back after to finish before submitting, then do. You can easily pause the Zoom session as we're going along. Okay, because it's not live, but it is recorded. So you'll still have it after you've paused it. So the first thing that we're going to do is look at the map at the beginning of the book. Okay, there's lots of description and imagery within these pages, so painting a clear picture in my mind as the reader, which I'm sure was the author's intent. So the first thing I would like you to do, please, is have a good look at this map. And as you can see, we've got the snow forest, we've got the silver stream, we've got Yanka's house and Sasha's house, and Anteli's cabin. We've got House with Chicken Legs. We've got Yanka's village. We've got the snow forest. We've got the crumbling castle. We've got the blue mountain. We've got the frozen ship, the bear cave, fishing cabin, Smay's cavern, the lime tree, the village east, the Princess Natasha's last arrow. We've got the village in the north. We've got a compass in the bottom. Okay, bottom right. So we've got lots and lots of description. And I don't know whether you've read anything else by this author, but if you do, you may see a connection to another text as well. So on the Google Doc, there are some questions that I'd like you to answer, please. And the first one is, why do you think it is placed at the beginning of the book? So why do you think this map is at the beginning of the book and not in the middle or the end? Okay. The next question is, what is the author's intention of using this map? Why do you think the author has put it at the beginning of the book? What does the author want you to do, want you to think? Okay. And finally, which 3 points, so you're going to pick 3 points from the map that you think are really interesting and you would like to find out more, and you need to explain why. So on your Google Doc, you have got those questions and you've got some sentence stems to continue with. So can you please add to that Google Doc now? And if you need more time, then now you pause it here, okay? Pause it here to do the task and then unpause to go on to the next slide, okay? So hopefully you've done that on the Google Doc. So the next section is we're going to think about what is a prologue, okay? So if I just move myself out of the section. So what is a prologue? So in a moment, we're going to read the prologue. And as you can see, a prologue or prologue without the UE even, is an opening to a story that establishes the context and gives background details, often some earlier story that ties into the main one and other miscellaneous information. So other information that adds to the text, okay? Now, the prefix of pro means forward. Okay, so we would assume that's why it's at the forward of the book. It's at the beginning of the book. That's why it's probably used, the prologue, at the beginning of the book, in the opening of the text. So I would like you to add to your Google Doc now and explain what a prologue actually is. So summarize what we've just said and come up with your own sentence. What is a prologue? And I'm going to read the prologue in a moment, and then we're going to predict what we think is going to start in the story, going to be in the story. Okay, So this is the prologue. So if I go to this page, and we've got the word prologue as well. Okay, so we know now that it means so pro is forward. Okay, moving forward. If you're pro something, it means you're for something. Okay, so a prologue goes at the beginning of a text. And I'm going to read it. And if you've got your Kindles, you can open your Kindle, and in the text it's page 7, but it might be a little bit different in your Kindles. Okay, so you should have them on your Kindles now. I remember the bear who raised me, nuzzling my face into her warm belly, huge furry limbs shielding me from biting the snow. I remember the deep rumbles of her snores through the silent winter, and clouds of steamy breath smelling of berries and pine nuts. My foster mother, Mamocha, says I was about 2 years old when she found me outside the bear cave. She says I was standing naked in the snow, but with warm pink cheeks and the biggest smile. I walked right up to her, lifted my arms in the air, and made a soft barking sound. Mamocha picked me up, and I laid my head on her shoulder, wrapped my legs around her waist, and fell straight to sleep. Mamocha said she knew right there and then we were meant to be together. But if I don't know where I came from, how can I be sure where I belong? Mamocha looked in the cave for clues about who I was or who my parents might be, but an old female bear was hibernating inside. Not wanting to disturb her, Mamocha crept away and carried me to her home at the edge of the snow forest. I love living with Mamocha. She's the best mother I could have wished for, but I often wonder about the bear. I wonder if she remembers me, maybe even misses me. I wonder about the bear almost as much as I wonder about my real parents, the ones who must have lost me or left me in the forest. One day I'd like to find the story of my past, and I hope it's something more magical than being unwanted and abandoned as a baby. I hope it's a tale filled with wonder that explains who I am and why I'm different, why I hear the trees whispering secrets, and why I always feel the forest pulling me in. What a lovely, lovely prologue. Really lovely. Makes me want to read on more, read on further. So I think we get a sense, hopefully, that Mamocha has found a child. So obviously there's a lot of evidence there that tells us that she's a child. What I would like you to do now on your Google Doc, please, is to answer the question, what do you predict may happen in this story? So using all the evidence that we've got so far, we've got the map, we've read the prologue, we know the start of the story is the title of the story is The Girl Who Speaks Bear. What do you predict? What do you think is going to happen in the rest of the story? Okay, what do you think the story is going to be about? And I would like you to explain your answers using evidence from the map and the prologue, evidence from the text, using PEE. Point, evidence, explain. And on your Google Doc, you have got your sentence stems that we would use in class. Okay, so there's nothing different to what we would be doing in a reading skills, reading reflection session in class. Okay, the only difference is obviously it's not face-to-face. So I would like you to do that, please. And I'm really looking forward to reading what you actually write, because it has got to be really good quality like we would have in class. And if you would like to color code it, so at the moment, all three of them, the PEE are black, but if you want to color code them like we would in class, where we underline the things in different colors, then you may. If you want to highlight the sections in different colors, then you may. Only when you are happy with everything do you then submit it to us. Mark it as complete, please. Okay, and we will know those people who have listened to this and who have read it because of those things. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this, and I will see you tomorrow for session 2 of our reading session. Okay, make sure your Kindles are charged tonight, please, and I will see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.